the Sportscast, January 23rd, 2020. If you haven't yet, please subscribe in all our channels, YouTube, Periscope, and iTunes. And if you're in iTunes, please leave a rating and review. It will help us out tremendously. And, of course, visit us on thesportscast.net, thesportscast.net. This episode is brought to you by InstaBible. Get the InstaBible app on your iPhone, download it, and share it to the world. Tonight, we have a special show. We're recapping Alabama football, what happened this past season. And we have some special guests, pretty popular on Twitter. We met them through Twitter, which we met a lot of our new friends through Twitter. Thank God for Twitter. And there are Alabama fans, and they operate the Twitter account that covers Alabama football. And anyways, we'll have them introduce them to the Sportscast, and we got Jade and we got Jade and just have Jade just start off the show. Hey, Jade, welcome to the Sportscast.
Hey, how are you?
Good, and we got your friend
Caitlin.
Welcome to the Sportscast, and can you tell us a little bit about your Twitter feeds and what you girls do when Alabama football is on?
Yeah, so we actually created the Twitter from our YouTube show, Bama Network, which is where we recap all Alabama sports, basically football, basketball, baseball, gymnastics, etc. And we use the Twitter at first we created it to promote our videos, and we kind of just started using it as we got more followers to talk about Alabama sports, tweet out about games happening, scores, what's happening during the game, and interact with our followers about what is going on in the sports world.
Now, you two girls go to Alabama, don't you?
We do.
And how long, have you been with Alabama? How many years have you been students there?
We actually both transferred last spring, so this will be we're going into our third semester here at Alabama. We're both also news media majors.
Now, why did you girls transfer to Alabama? What was the reason?
Well, both for similar reasons. I transferred from San Diego, California, and it's my dream to become a sports broadcaster. And so when I was going through the transferring process, I had to think about what was the best school for me to really pursue that dream. And what better place than Alabama with great football and great sports all around, especially a great news media program. So that's what drew me here.
And tell us a little bit.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
I transferred from Eastern Kentucky University for the same reason. I have been an Alabama fan for a long time, so this was like the perfect place for me to pursue a career in news media, especially in the sports field.
Now, tell us about the Bama Network. What prompted you to start it? Was it a idea that you had for a while, or you two just came up with it?
Well, I mean, with the sports media career in general, it's become very impacted over the years, especially with women becoming more popular in that field. So over summer, we both had the same dream to pursue sports broadcasting, and we were trying to figure out, how can we improve our resume and set us apart from other people and other applicants when it comes to interning and whatnot after graduation. And so, YouTube is a huge social media way that a lot of companies, ESPN even uses YouTube to post their videos. So we decided that we wanted to kind of get some practice in front of the camera and just share our knowledge as well as learn a lot from each other. So that's what got us started.
And what reaction have you gotten? What's the feedback you gotten so far?
For the most part, we have received really positive feedback and a lot of support from people, especially on Twitter. We've noticed, I think a lot of people just find the link for the video through our Twitter, and instead of actually commenting on the YouTube video, most of our interaction comes from the Twitter replies. And we've got a lot of support from people, a lot of people that give us good feedback and positive feedback and just things that they want to see from us. And we learn from them just as much as we learn from each other on ways that we can improve the show, things that people want to see us talk about, etc.
And what's the format of the show? Like, what is it? Is it a 1 hour show? Is it 10 minutes? So, what goes into the show?
I mean, honestly, when we first started, we wrote out scripts. We were super prepared for every single show, and we kind of realized, that's not what our audience wants. They just want to break down from our perspective. So kind of after that, I mean, we talked before our filming what we're going to hit on, but we don't really have specifics. We kind of just wing it and go with the flow, and that's what's really worked with us and really captured our audience. Usually it's around like 20 to 30 minutes.
That's not bad. And obviously, you post your videos on YouTube. Do you post clips on Twitter as well?
No, we don't. We just post out the link to the entire video whenever we get it posted.
That makes sense. How about Instagram? How's Instagram affected you girls?
I mean, we use Instagram. It's not been as effective as Twitter. I think it's harder for us to use Instagram as a sports platform because you can't exactly tweet out games and things that are happening as they're happening. It's more for pictures. So we kind of use it whenever we're doing something like through Bama Network, or after we post a video, we will use it to just post our thumbnail and say, we just posted a video. The link is in our bio. Go check it out.
Yeah, that's something that with new media and Twitter, it's just become so fast to to just gain followers, to gain attraction. Do you see your girls maybe obviously Leah with this network has taken off? Do you see yourself running this full time after college?
We would love to. We'd love to see it turn into something. It may not be centered around Alabama in the future. It could possibly grow into all college sports or several different teams. We don't really know, but we definitely want to take this as a stepping stone into our career.
Yeah, kind of like Jade said, I mean, we didn't start this for a platform and for the show to take off. We honestly did this just for the experience and honestly just to have fun and learn more about sports. That's mainly why we're doing it, just to practice.
Was that Twitter handle, like the Bama Network, was that like already available, or did you have to pay someone, or was that just free for grabs?
Surprisingly, it was just free for grabs.
Unbelievable. You would think like the Alabama or AL.com would have taken it by now.
Yeah, we thought we would have to put underscores or numbers by it, or we looked it up before we picked the name Bama Network. We actually went back and forth for a while what we wanted to call it, if we wanted to have our names in it, or if we wanted to call it Bama Sports something, and we came up with Bama Network because it was one thing that actually wasn't taken on either platform.
Now, after this past season, what did you learn that you didn't know before? After this, this college football season. Of course, you guys follow other sports, in Alabama. But what have you learned after this first football season?
Well, Jade has always followed Bama football. Her dad is a huge Alabama football fan. As for me, I have never really been a huge college football fan. My family is a huge NFL family. So I just learned everything, all the history, all the players and stuff this entire season. So it was a huge learning experience for me.
And how about you?
Well, for me, like she said, I've known a lot of the history, but it's also just been so helpful for us to come in every week after a game and be like, okay, we watched the game as students, but now let's put on our media glasses and let's dive in deeper to things I really haven't paid attention to in the past. I've watched the game as a fan, and now I'm watching the game as someone from the media trying to break it down. So I've just learned more little things and technical things from that aspect. So it's definitely been really helpful.
Have you tried to interview any of the players this past season?
So we've gotten advice from pretty much everyone, professors and more in the university, that Nick Saban is never going to let us anywhere near his team as the media because of how covered they already are. So we haven't tried, but I don't think we would be successful.
But as for other sports, definitely we'll be doing that this season with gymnastics and baseball. And but as for football and basketball, that seems to not really be an option right now.
Yeah, that's something that I heard. Nick Saban's kind of tight-lipped. Obviously, they have a national presence. Have a lot of national media. I know ESPN has a dedicated reporter and other big networks as well. So I was wondering about that. But, never, probably never stop trying. You never know.
Yeah, right, for sure.
Do you, have you encountered, other blogs out there? I mean, how many bloggers are out there just like you girls?
Well, for one, there's a lot of podcasts and a lot of Twitter accounts centered around Alabama sports. I think a lot of people know of it as Bama Twitter. There's so many different accounts, but as far as a YouTube show, as far as we know, we're the first females ever in college to start a YouTube show about sports.
Which is something that Justin, our guest contributor for the Sportscast, told us about it, and I was really surprised about that because it's 2020 already, and you would think this, be tons of blogs like you girls, but hey, there's got to be first for everything, right?
Yeah, I think that's why really Bama Network has taken off and has become so popular is because I think a lot of people find it interesting to hear a breakdown of games and sports from the perspective of two college girls who obviously are still learning, but I think it's kind of funny how much we do have a passion for football and other sports as well.
And are you the only girls in your journalist class that has their own blog or YouTube channel reporting news?
Well, as for blogs, I'm sure many girls do in our media major. However, we are the only ones that have a YouTube and I think a very successful Twitter regarding Bama sports.
Should we get technical? What camera do you use? What microphones do you use and all that? Yeah, go ahead.
Well, honestly, that started kind of interesting. Our first few shows we just filmed with an iPhone and just used audio based off of that, which obviously wasn't a huge hit. So after that, we decided to get a camera. It's a Sony camera, and then we also have an additional microphone that we hook up. As for editing, we're still learning the basics off of that from a lot of our professors. So we use Adobe Audition and Premiere.
That's pretty awesome. Have you thought about doing any type of live streaming?
I don't really know how we would go about doing live streaming with the camera. I think you would have to do that through a webcam, which is definitely a lot work.
Yeah, for sure. We have thought about other thing on Gillette, but mostly our following is on. Maybe eventually that will happen.
Yeah, I could definitely consult you after the show how to do it. It's not that hard, but get that a few wires. Now, coming in a little bit late on the show, Justin Riley, welcome to the Sportscast.
Hey, here.
Yeah, the connection. What was that, Justin?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. My connection is a little bit waney. Girls, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. And Justin, can you hear me one more time?
Absolutely, I'm here.
Okay, there you go. It was going to be a slow motion. Okay, so Justin Riley, tell us, how did you encounter the Bama Network?
Well, as putting up the sport on a Twitter feed as well as Instagram. Okay, and I just come across during great content. Ever since then, I've been able to slowly build a goal. So yeah, from this past couple of months, and really awesome just getting to know y'all and Twitter accounts.
Yeah, were you able to hear him well?
Yeah, we heard that.
Okay, good. All right. Well, I'm having issues on my end. I'm hearing Justin through bits and pieces, But anyways, yeah, we were just discussing about how the Bama Network started and their experience so far. But let's go into Alabama's football season. We'll start off with recap of what you thought. Let's go with the Bama Network with Jade and Caitlin. What you thought about Alabama football this past season, even though they didn't end it in a high note. But what were your overall thoughts?
I can't say I was completely disappointed. Didn't have
in
Justin, how about you? And guys, sorry about that. I am going through issues with phone calls right now, and it's not good. But let me reconnect with everyone. Oh boy, this has been a horrible day.
Coordinator, defense coordinator, so it really limited everything. It wasn't sometimes some able to as especially
My thoughts about the whole Alabama season. I think there was like 3 points that I thought that was really bad. It was like the whole scheduling thing was bad. I thought it was a little bit too easy for Alabama. Two, it was Tua's injury woes, and 3 was their defense. I think those 3 were pretty obvious. What are your thoughts about this? How about you, Caitlin and Jade?